Public relations, establishing and maintaining positive community relationships. Welcome farmers and vendors. Today, we're focusing on how to establish and maintain strong community relationships through effective public relations, also known as PR. A positive reputation is key to building trust, attracting customers, and ensuring long-term success at farmers markets. Your relationship with the community influences customer loyalty, word of mouth marketing, and media opportunities. Farmers markets thrive when vendors engage with customers, collaborate with local partners, and maintain a positive public image.
I've actually known you since I was a child. We've known each other for a very long time. Tell me a little bit about your personal life.
My personal life, I have a wife, 3 kids, a daughter, and 2 boys, and we live in Bloomington. We bought a house there about 10 years ago, and we love it.
I love it. I would have never thought that this would have been your career path, but it's been really amazing to see you out there telling all these stories. And it's not just like, because you are right now an influencer in the space. You tell a lot of stories for the Cambodian community, and I know that you have plans to reach out to other audiences, but you've worked for big names, like you said, WCCO, so you have this wide range of experience. So as a multimedia journalist covering local communities, what makes farmers or food businesses' stories stand out to you? And how can vendors use their storytelling to build stronger connections with their customers?
Think outside the box.
Okay.
That's what I always do with everything I'm doing, like social media. There's so many topics to talk about, and I try to create my own topic. Think of what is normal and what is not normal for people to listen, to hear about. And so when I pick story, for example, on my social media page, where I have about 88,000 followers, and I only started like a couple years ago, I thought about the news that's happening and what would my audience want to listen to or want to watch.
What are they curious about?
Yes, and that's what you need to do, and you got to think carefully about that. And that's how I thought about, okay, story that affect people, Cambodian people. A lot of us come here, we have green card, we are a resident here. A lot of us are trying to become American citizen, and I'm talking about the benefit of that. And so people keep watching it. They want to understand, and that's what I'm doing. So the same thing goes with farmers. You got to think about what you're growing, what you're doing. At the same time,
what problems you're trying to solve.
Exactly. Explain it, show it over and over and over. And not just one type of way of showing it. Social media, like video, taking picture, talking about it, podcasts. There's so many ways now to share to the people on social media. Social media is like your own TV network. Think about that. Before, you always want to go watch Fox 9 or K11 to see what's going on.
Sure.
But now your own channel.
Right. And so if someone, has social media, they don't like social media. Like, what's a good way, where do we start then? Like, what do we start with to tell our story?
What I learned is that, first and foremost, start slowly. Don't let people know about it. Record yourself. Watch YouTube. Learn how they train you, how to shoot video with your own iPhone. Just do it, but don't show it to anybody. Watch it.
Really?
Yes, just watch it.
Like practice.
Yes, practice and watch yourself. And then do it again. Again, don't let anybody see it. Maybe until you feel confident, you let your husband, your kids, your family member watching it and see what their reaction is.
Sure. Okay.
Ask them just nicely, hey, what do you like about what I say or how I look?
Did it make sense what I said?
Exactly.
Did I get to the point?
Exactly.
And then if someone were to, let's say, introduce themselves on social media, do you recommend photos versus video?
Video.
Really?
I make a living taking pictures and video. I take pictures of wedding, portrait, whatever. I do both. But video is the thing. You cannot walk away from it. Every social media, back in the days, we watch we read the newspaper, like the Star Tribune, photo is really important, but now it's video. People is now gonna like sit down and read everything. Our generation want to watch video.
Do you recommend kind of having like the phone and you record yourself talking? Do you recommend like filming around you and speaking? Like what techniques would you recommend for someone to share?
Both ways.
Both ways?
Both.
Okay.
Both is good. You know, we always try to say this thing kind of like, you know, you want to introduce yourself to the people. You could record yourself, and at the same time, you could always record a B-roll, shoot like outside showing what's going on. And now, please, you don't have to worry about a tripod or nothing. Your iPhone is amazing. You could just shoot whatever you want to do. The hard part is about editing, how you put it together. But even now, I'm not even joking you. I work for Sahan Journal for about over 2 years now. And I'm using a tripod and being so professional. And they kind of like, you don't have to. You could move around because that's what influencers are doing. They're not professional, but people follow them.
So you don't need to have a media journalist degree?
No, you do not. No, you do not. I just a little bit more professional because I got that background, but actually I'm trying not to be because people...
That's not the real world.
No, it's just, you know, you're shooting this apple right now. You could just hold it on with your hand. And just shoot it. You don't have to have a tripod and all that.
Okay. That sounds pretty simple. I feel like I could do that.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to actual professional media, right? Most of our farmers, they're being in public spaces like farmers markets. So what tips do you have for them when they get encountered with local media, for example? Let's say there's a drought in Minnesota and they want to get a farmer's perspective. Like, what is your advice on how they should share about their story in that way?
Ask the reporter about the story first. Ask them, what is this story about? You have to ask them and make sure they're telling you the truth. And if they tell you, maybe you feel like it's in a gray area where they could turn it into like making like, you know, farmers, you know, are not doing a good job or whatever. You got to get that from the get-go, from the beginning. You can't just say, oh, I'm, you know, from this TV channel, market, whatever. I want to do a story about farmers. And they don't tell you what exactly.
So it's okay to ask them.
Ask questions.
What's the purpose of this story?
Exactly.
You know, a lot of times the farmers are going to be they're going to talk about seasonal produce, what's available. But there are some scenarios, like we experienced that during the pandemic, where they were worried about people congregating in public and spaces like that. And they talked to farmers in that way. And that was one of the first times I've ever seen a story at a farmer's market that could kind of turn not in the most positive way. But it sounds like what you're saying is ask questions. You don't have to just talk to anybody about anything. Really figure out what this story is about. I've seen stories talk about heart health and how healthy food helps with, you know, everyone's, you know, food and body and spirit, how that affects everything. So really just get to know what the story is about is your main advice.
Yeah, you got to understand, you know, even they come in to shoot video, B-roll, someone with a big camera. They could contact you.
Right.
As like, hey, Sina, someone over here shooting video of me selling my product.
Yeah.
You gotta know what they're doing. You could see them shooting that video, but it could be for something else that's negative about you.
So just
they could shoot, like they could zoom in and showing like the apple is like rotten or something happening. You know what I mean? So you gotta understand these big camera, these big, you know, corporations.
You still have control.
You still
over
have control.
Your image.
Yeah, because you know, you have to understand the difference. I always have to say this: private property and public property. You have to understand that.
Yes.
And you know, TV network, they can't go into private property without permission.
Okay.
And sometimes they secretly try to do it, but just remember, you can tell them no.
Well, here's the thing. It's publicity. There will be a lot of eyes on your farmer's market business, you as a farmer. So what are some like positive key points that farmers should always tell the news reporters about their business?
Tell them where your product is grown, the neighborhood, the location, why you're doing what you're doing, why you're willing to do what you're doing. It's all these stuff is amazing because, you know, when I think of farmer myself, when I go do story at a
Mhm.
farmer market, I give them prop. I give them credit.
Yes.
My dad used almost 80% of our backyard to plant apples and all the other stuff that corn and other stuff that we don't eat, but he loved doing it.
Right.
I give him credit, and it's a lot of work.
Right. And that's
So-
just a backyard, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing this, and you guys are amazing, and so you guys have to remember that.
Yeah.
Always remember in the back of your mind, you guys are not normal. You
Yeah.
guys are unique, special. You guys love to be in the sun. You guys love to do labor and all these kind of stuff, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
So don't forget to tell us that.
Tell us the hard work that goes
Yes.
into it. Well, Dymanh, I really appreciate your time. That was such good advice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you
All
for
right.
having me.
Yeah.